I forgot to press the record button. So I can pull the live because it was going to a different channel. So I can pull the live from my from the channel and create up all my clips and stuff like that. So it's cool. So we're gonna get you going. But today's topic, like everything else, is gonna be what did I put it as? When dating rules stop. Okay, invite. Hopefully we can have invitation sent. Oh, there you are. There,
Okay.
my friend. Perfect. How come he does not live though? Oh, I invite as a guest. Hear me, because this way you can do that. But today's topic, guys, is Carrie. Welcome to the Gordon and Carrie show again. I can't stop saying it.
Hi. Okay.
I forgot to press the record button. And as you can see, Miss Carrie's over there. She's heading to a festival called the Burning Man. She's one of those constant constant people that go, but she was just explaining to me how it goes because I've been around that stuff for so long. But today's topic, it was one of her posts, right? And it has something, she's got to be something bigger than chasing success, proving your worth, earning a man's attention, and when everything's feeling falling apart. I'll let her explain what she's gonna do. Reintroduce. Oh, there you go. Reintroduce yourself. Tell the viewers again what they're all about. I want to start getting this all going so we can situate the live. Thank you for everybody's going to be joining on TikTok in the future. If you want to watch us live and comment, go to YouTube, leave us a comment on the live, and see if we can start answering questions. Because now we're getting nitty gritty. All
Yes.
right, get it set up, and I'll get this going.
All right. I'm Carrie Polero. I'm a relationship and mindset coach. I help high achieving women stop chasing love, recognize that they're the prize, and really own that identity. And today we're going to talk about, um, yeah, when it feels like the dating rules aren't working, right? Like, what do you do? And what does that mean? Because it's so easy to fall into this, make it mean something about you, right? Because let's face it, the spark's going to fade, the butterflies are going to disappear, and sometimes it is because we have put this idea of relationship on a pedestal. This idea of another human being in our world on a pedestal, and in our mind, it's like we believe that they could complete us, and that's absolutely not true at all whatsoever. What are your thoughts on that, Gordon?
I mean, even for me, even last week when me and Andrew was talking about all this stuff, because we had a big miscommunication, and I was using some of the stuff that you taught me in our
What?
lives to kind of like, okay, we're gonna situate, we're gonna use the communication styles that you taught, even you taught in the lives, because we eat our own cereal here, right? And then we figure out, okay, Carrie did this, so we talked about it. It was a whole miscommunication because when she flies, my she has certain expectations of me.
Right.
So we talked about that. And then one of the main things that got to me was I thought when she was home, she wanted to wash the clothes, she wanted to do the mommy thing because she wants to do that. I said, I thought you wanted to do it, but you didn't relay the message to me that you could help. I said, because she's a flight attendant. She flies around. Sometimes she's gone a day, 2 days. And then it was so overwhelming for her.
Hmm.
Now, okay, so now we got that cleared out of the way, and everything went back to smooth sailing, which is cool because when you put the relationship on a pedestal, like you said, it's not putting anybody first, second, but serving for the greater good. What our topic is about. There has to be a time when something is bigger, especially when we have kids now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that, when I seen Miss Carrie's post about that, there comes a time any person's life when the dating, you have to be dating to get something bigger than just yourself. When I watch all these shows now with the alpha male, the dating the things and all this wild stuff, I'm like, I don't know how these women do it nowadays and how these men even survive everything else that's going on in the dating world, right? Because
Hmm.
they only want to take, and that happens, I guess, when people just pull back all the shit and just want to take, 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 versus how me and Carrie do when you just want to serve other people for the greater good, do everything else because It didn't work back then. It's not going to work now. It's just got more amplified.
Yeah, as you're talking about like the take energy, it's built that's building a like a fragile foundation. It
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm building this foundation on compliments, on achievements, on what I can get, on how much effort somebody's putting into me. And that's just like I'll always be on shaky ground if I'm always looking outside of me for that
Correct.
validation or to feel good enough, you know. All of that is found within me. And because at some point, if I give all of this power away, then there will come a time when I'm going to feel like, oh my God, the dating rules don't work, right? I don't find my partner attractive. The butterflies are gone. I'm going to think that I should be in this state of euphoria all the
Mhm.
time, right? Because I've put all of these things outside of me on a pedestal. And and I am in control of the way that I feel at all times. I'm in control of my energy at all times. Nothing outside of me should affect my grounded nature. I can return to that at any time and realize that I don't need to perform or prove or please to be secure. Like the security is within me. I am the security, period.
Right. I mean, even for like when me and Doc talk with on Thursdays and stuff, right? It's not my job as a man to make you feel good as a woman of
Mm.
yourself because that's a topic that a lot of people like, okay, I get it. If you're a woman, you're a taker and you're from a different time and you want to get everything because now in the dating game, they said you have to pay them to go date. I mean, what the frick is that shit? Right? It's it's not my job as a male. If I want to say we're in the dating game or stuff, it's not my job to make you feel a certain way about yourself. I can give you feedback, I can give you behavior patterns, I can give you all that stuff, but it's not my job. Now, if I can make you realize certain things to make yourself feel better and not seek my validation, the relationship just goes up and up, and it has no cap on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were watching some TikTok video yesterday, Abel and I, and it was this woman. She was just like, "Hey, I'm getting divorced. I filed for divorce.
Oh yeah,
Um, filed for divorce." And we were like, "Oh, interesting." And her friend said, "Well, that's really great because you've never expressed to your husband your dissatisfaction or that you were unhappy or all the things." And Abel's like, "Yeah, she should have told him that she was unhappy." And I'm like, "Well, yes, and expand on that. Like, why am I unhappy? Because when I hear I'm unhappy, I hear I'm unhappy with me." Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
if Abel were to come to me and say, "Carrie, I'm unhappy in this relationship," I hear I'm unhappy with myself. And
Of
until I
course,
fix
but it
this,
wasn't always that way.
right. Right,
But
right. It wasn't always that way.
it wasn't always that way.
I would internalize that and be like, "Oh my God,
Right?
what can I do?" Now I'm clear. Like, bro,
Bro, she said,
bro.
bro,
And,
bro.
oh, go handle that. Go
She
handle that
said, bro.
because, yeah, you get to go handle that because it has nothing to do with me. Your happiness has nothing to do with me. It is all within you. I can't control, I can't make another human being happy. And I think that's a thing, at least with my clients,
Yeah,
that we constantly revisit. It is not his job to make you feel a particular way. That is your job. Period.
right, right,
Like,
right. Because even like when you're starting with a family, this is what I'm teaching my kids also. It's like, okay, I mean, they're going through the emotional pains. Me and Andrew is doing our thing, but it's like they are bonuses in my life that fulfill me, right? Now, do I have my moments where I get mad and go off the handle and all this stuff and I get angry? Of course I do. But at the end of the day, I am what makes me happy, even my relationship with Andrea and our marriage. Because at the end of at the end of it all, you don't want to be that girl. Oh, if you can work it out, because you don't want to be going out in the dating game and seeing some shit that you see now, because that crap is wild. Because even um, Andrea was telling me, she's like, if she ever had to go into dating, she didn't even know where to start. I said, you wouldn't want that because she sees me watch these videos for this type of content, for what I talk with Doc and stuff like that. And it's always, a lot of the times it has changed, right? And
mhm.
when those dating rules stop and you think you're going to go, I watched this one called Dr. Samuels, right? And he's not, he goes in on these women, but that's like it's funny. But at the same time, Andrea's sister is the same type. She did the exact same what you just talked about. She's gonna have a divorce. Now she's miserable and then all this other good stuff. But she's in a social validation proof. She goes, living her best life. Like you ain't living your best life if you don't have the person that you want to be with, enjoying life together, right? And I can attest to my friend right here, Sasha. Thank you for everything. You and Jonathan have been a world of guidance for me. I just want to give you a shout out because we started this journey in the internet marketing thing. Family always meant I didn't have a family back then. You know what I mean? Now I understand it completely. But back to you and the question, right? How does even me and Doc talk about how does validation enable enhance everything after you guys stopped dating and the rules changed? Talk about that.
So, okay, say that one more time. I want to make sure I heard it correctly because I thought I heard it a different way.
I mean, I'm hoping for interpretation of your angle because this is why you're here too. Because when you started dating, you had certain rules. When you guys became an item, a relationship, a partnership, what changed? If you was the same person.
So it's really interesting because I think my identity when I first started dating him was in this like transition period, right? Because I had done all of this healing work, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm fucking healed. I'm great. Now I can get into a relationship, right? So now I get into a relationship and I'm like, whoa, like all this stuff is coming up. I was using him to validate me. Like how often he texted me, how often he called me. And remember, he's an attorney, right? So it was limited because he's trying to work. But I'm like, this is my validation. Like, oh my God.
You took that as your validation.
Yeah, he's not messaging me. He's not texting me. He's not, but when is the next time he's coming to visit me? And so I was looking for him to validate that I was still enough. And what was happening is in my mind, I was trying to create intimacy, but what I was really creating was dependency disguised as connection. And I was exhausting the hell out of myself because I was constantly looking for him to, like, I was dependent on him for that, like, dopamine hit.
That's freaking deep. I mean, go more into that one because that's.
I mean, essentially, what I was like. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no. I mean, as a guy, say I'm in the dating scene and I don't realize that what you just said, right? How am I supposed to know about that stuff? Especially for these young guys these young guys are a mess. Is it the young guys are a mess or are the women a mess because it's such a different atmosphere nowadays?
I just think it's different all the way across the board. Like I'm grateful because he was very grounded when we began dating and he was like, hey, and he would walk me back through, we have this set time to communicate and it doesn't mean anything about, he could say this to me all the time, but it didn't land. It doesn't mean anything about you, Carrie. I'm very busy. I couldn't understand how anybody could possibly be that busy, right? Like, am I not a priority? Am I not important?
That's the old you.
Old me. Yeah. So these were but what I was doing is I was just setting myself up to fail because, and I was setting the relationship up to fail. And thank God that he was in a mindset that he could like, hey, let me reel you back in, because his job was never like to deliver my worth to me on a silver platter. Like that's my job.
True. But then talk about that quote that you just said. What was it? What you just said? I forgot what I supposed to have wrote it down. But understanding that, the validation is not him texting you. You validate yourself with the rules that you change. But how did it change the day? Because the topic is when the dating rules stop and the relationship begins.
Yeah, and I think what really supported me was in my mind, I kept, like I said, I thought I was creating intimacy, but I was really creating a dependency on him. And he was able to step back and recognize what was happening and tell me, like, what are you asking me? Like, hey, Carrie, what are you needing during the day? And how can you give that to yourself? Now, looking back today, I can say, wow, like, thank you. When I
Right.
was in it, I was like, what do you mean? How, like this, you're supposed to be doing. In my mind, I just kept thinking that he was supposed to deliver more, and I'm going to call it intimacy. He was supposed to deliver intimacy and connection and help create all of this. But my
Right.
idea of intimacy and connection at that time was a completely different definition than it is today. Right?
Right.
Like
Right.
it
Right.
literally was dependency because I needed
Right.
him to like shift the way that I was feeling about myself. That's a dependency. That's like an addiction. That's like using him as a drug.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Because you're looking for that dependency, that validation, because that's the dopamine you're not getting from how you used to be before, right?
Correct.
Now, from a woman's point of view and a guy's point of view, what does Abel do that your past relationships didn't do when you notice that?
The patience of observing where I'm at and
The
then
state, the phase.
yes, the state of where I'm at
Oh,
and then
right.
offering me um, something different, a different perspective.
Beautiful.
And I get to be open because if I'm not open, it doesn't matter what perspective he offers me.
Yeah.
Um, because I'll tell you that there were moments that I was open, and when he offered a different perspective, I was open, I was willing, I took it in. That was how I was able to shift. But there were moments when I wasn't open, and I kept thinking he is trying to fool me. He is trying to manipulate me to get me to think this way because it benefits him in the long run.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, unpack that because from a
Woo!
guy, I'm like, what? Because I can see why
Hmm.
girls would think that because they've been manipulated for because they,
Yep.
guys want to get what guys want, right?
Right.
But from you and your past history in doing that, that's what you thought. Then
Yeah.
when he's coming out with a perspective that's different and you're being trustworthy and open, did that blow your mind? Like, whoa. Did he kind of like, did you get an aha moment where it's like, hey, he don't even really want that. He's just trying to make me a better because the phase in life that you're in let you be, I would say, open to everything now, right?
Yeah, so I think that there was a huge difference between he and I. He didn't come from the lifestyle that I came from.
Of
The way
course,
that
yeah.
he looked at the world was completely different than the way that I looked at the world. I was in a lifestyle where like manipulation and being a taker and getting all that you could was like rampant. And
I mean,
it,
explain to the viewers. I mean, the real. Let's keep it real, right? Because we're brotherhood, we're sisterhood. You, my sister, you made everything. She was in the life, the drugs, the club, the stripping, the manipulation, the taking, everything else. Just call it for what it is, right?
oh
Because
yeah,
at
absolutely.
because now she found a good man with had foundation work, family values, right? She's still taught that way. And some of the women out here might be watching this. Some of the men watching this is like wondering, like, first you got to know what the frick she's been through. I mean, take it from a guy that used to own a strip club. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and it's when you're so accustomed to people trying to get something from you, and at the same time, you're trying to get
right,
something from somebody else. Like that's how you learn to communicate. That becomes your norm. And so now transitioning into like a healthy relationship, like I'm taking all of these old patterns with me,
yeah,
realizing like this communication style doesn't work. And luckily, the person that I'm with has the patience to sit back and recognize what's really happening, offer me a different perspective. Like, hey, life is kind of good over here. Why don't you come over here and look at it
yes,
from this
yes,
way?
yeah.
As long as you look at life through that lens, Carrie, through the manipulation, through the taking, like that's all you're going to get because that's all you're going to see. And
Right.
that was like a huge shift to realize too that not everyone in this world is like out to get me or get something from me.
Do you think that's just a mechanism you had from just dating bullshit guys and you just being the person you were? Or is that when were you ready? Maybe you had other guys. Maybe you had other guys in that same position as Abel. And but you weren't ready.
No, 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 no. So that could have been absolutely 1000% possible. It could be possible. I- and at the same time, hey, let's look at really who I was picking. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my history speaks for itself. Like I'm gonna pick from that energy. So that's probably not what
Correct.
I'm gonna get. Um,
Right.
However, through doing a lot of work, I was actively in relationship courses and around, I put myself in a different group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually how I had met him. But
Mm-hmm.
there still was the lingering thought, the old thinking, the old patterns that I was kind of like bringing along with me, right? Like, and I've said this before, like, you know, I didn't have a U-Haul trailer anymore, but I was carrying with me, but I still had a backpack full of shit that I was carrying with me that I
Backpack?
was like,
You didn't have the big truck. You had the small trailer.
yeah,
Gary had the small,
I was slowly letting go of things,
not the
but
50
some of
box
the
truck.
old
You had the trailer.
some of the old belief systems were coming along with me. And so it was
Right. You're
now,
right.
opening up the doorway to a new way of looking at relationships. Yeah, and also like not diminishing, um, what I used to think was like really weak for me was that I was a lot in my masculine energy because I was by myself. I felt like it was me against the world. And so as I began to do
Right.
more work, I started to think about like my ambition, my drive, my refusal to settle. Like all of those things were bad. Those were way too masculine, and I need to like hide those things. And what happens is I'm not fully self-expressed. I'm totally shrinking down. I'm not allowing people to see the full, true version of who I am. And I'm settling for things that just come into the space. And that's not why we're here. I mean, anyway, I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's why I'm here. I believe that I'm here to be the best version of me, period, to be of service. And like, when I realized that I am not here for the relationship, like that's not my purpose of being on the planet, is the relationship. The relationship is not the thing that saves me. Like
Okay.
I am the thing that saves me. I am the prize. That's the truth, right? Like
Now,
I
now,
am,
yeah, go ahead. Now, when you say you are the prize, you're not coming from a feminist
no,
type thing. That's clear. That please clarify that because I had
yes,
a comment on one of the things like you are the prize is not meaning you're the feminist movement because you already
no,
went down that path. It's
correct,
completely because you want to be in your feminine energy because guys don't want a man.
correct. Yes, yes. So it's realizing that all these things that I was trying to going back to my ambition, my drive, my
Correct.
refusal to like settle, like all of those can be a superpower. They Now they can be a superpower from the feminine perspective, and then they can also I can use them as an abuse of power. And
True.
that's the feminist movement where I think I'm superior. And that's not
True.
where I'm coming from. That's not what I'm talking about at
Thank
all.
you.
Using your ambition, your drive, your refusal to settle, your fully self-expressed, beautiful version of you to amplify your feminine magnetism. That's what it's about. I'm not trying to force, like when I think of feminist movement, I think I'm trying to force all my beliefs on people. It's almost like it's a
True.
cult. Um,
Right. It is.
yeah, and I'm not, no,
Yeah,
like
it is.
I'm not
Yeah, it's
enrolled.
yeah.
Not at all.
But she's going to the Burning Man as a coach member.
Yeah. Oh my God. But what I realized was the relationship, the most important piece was being here, being on this planet. The prize is not to have a relationship. The prize is not someone else to complete me. It's realizing that I'm the prize. I complete me. That's what I mean by being the prize. That I don't
Correct.
need anything outside of me. It's all within me. And as soon as I own that, boom, it's like everything just
Everything
flows for me.
opens up.
Everything is,
Yeah.
yep.
Because
Possibilities are everywhere.
You're not looking for outside validation like how me and Doc talk. You're not looking for
Yeah.
somebody else to. Now, the people that come in your life are much bigger bonuses. Like the people we hear here, watching this on TikTok, right? Thank you for joining us, especially my friend Chaz right here, because it's all God's plan in a way, but you have to have go through these phases in life. Because if you look at anybody that's made it to somebody that's a guru and anything, your life right now is maybe a model, a mimic of something that they've been through also. They just figured out how to branch it off, put a message, put this in, because there's nothing in this world that you haven't seen before. The only reason why maybe you're doing it now is because the phase in life that you're in, whether you're in business, you're in sales, you're in your closing, where you're doing anything else, it's just who the people that surrounded you that made it better for you, because they're bonuses, right?
Yes. Everybody's a bonus.
Yeah. Now, even for myself, it took years. I mean, years to figure out that the accountability and that I control everything, instead of even like, I'll give you a perfect example. When I'm in a routine now with the kids, right? At when that clock hits that 5:15 mark, these guys better be ready, rocking and roll, because they don't want to be late for school because they want to play, right? So
Yeah.
they have to show them responsibility. And I tell them, you got to take responsibility for your time, because this is what you want to do. They go, Dad, it's getting close. We got to get ready. We got to jump in the car. And that makes me happy because I'm instilling values in them, which in turn, now, do they get it right all the time? No. Then I figure out, oh, now I'm sitting and getting frustrated. But that's not their job. It's my job to control my emotions, whether it's
Mhm.
happy, frustration, whatever. Now, you put in one of your comments, you didn't come here to shrink or settle. Explain that in the rules of dating.
So
I'm putting you on the
every
spot.
time, every time I have contorted myself to be the one I think he wants, right? I trained my nervous system to believe that love is earned through effort instead of received through worthiness, right? So I told myself, if I do everything right, he'll stay. If I'm the fun one, if I'm the chill one, if I'm the
Okay.
accomplished one, he won't leave, right? Like if I keep achieving, if I keep proving, if I make X amount of money, if I keep showing how much I bring to the table, then maybe I'll finally be enough. But that
It's
strategy
not true.
completely left me exhausted.
It's not
And
true.
it's not true. It was just this belief system that I had created in my head. And then I was just like committed 1,000% to it. Um, but the problem is, I would find myself constantly looking over my shoulder, like waiting for the shoe to drop, right?
Okay.
It's not fully, it's not
Not
sustainable.
real.
It's not real. It's not sustainable because deep
Not real.
down, I knew that any kind of love built on performance was never going to feel safe in my nervous system at all, period.
I mean, I mean, but I mean, I can see where you took that habit, because
Mhm.
when you used to be in the club, that was all performance.
Correct.
Everything was performance. Everything was doing this. Everything was doing for a reason
Yeah.
to take. Now you carry some of those habits into the real life after the dating, into the relationship. It's natural. I get it. But how does it, why, like in one of our earlier episodes, right? One of our earlier episodes, she was always performing, or like what do you call that? Being a job interview for the dating scene. And it's exhausting because it's not real. It's not you. It's not him. He's trying to figure out what you're trying to do. You're trying to make him, manipulate him to like you even more. But it's like, that's just draining. It's so draining. You're not yourself. Now,
Yeah.
I mean, even for the women watching this, they could be modern women. They could be, let's give the preamble. Carrie used to be a modern feminist, all out woman that's changed. She found out, and some of the affirmations or the positive thing that she says, sometimes, she's figuring it out, because the phase in life that she's in with her relationship currently right now is one that you strove for, and you finally got it, right? What is what would be your main dating rules to break now if you was to start all over?
Stop trying to do your way into love. Like,
Explain that. That's, I mean, even for guys, I got it. I mean, for guys, I mean,
It
That's weird.
really,
That's
all of the doing. If I perform a particular way, if I say the right thing, um, if I mean, there's so many different ways. I had a girlfriend, and I'm going to use this as an example because this just popped in my head. I had a girlfriend that would wake up every single morning with the guy that she was dating, and she would go into the closet and put on makeup every single day before she ever saw him
in the closet.
in the closet because she wanted him to always see her looking a particular
Made up.
way, made up. And I was like, oh man, look, I'm
Unpack that, please.
I'm not gonna do that.
Hell no.
Like I used to think that was the most ridiculous thing. Now later on, I met another friend who she was like, her and her husband had a great relationship, and she said to me, "My husband loves when I wear makeup." And so she was like, "So every morning I get up and I get ready because I know like I enjoy looking good and I know he's going to enjoy looking good." Those two different, it's like
Same thing.
same thing, two different come froms
Two different reasons.
energetically, right?
Correct.
And
Right,
so
right.
I think that's a really important piece of all of this because when I'm trying to do and I'm trying to make somebody feel a particular way or to love me and force it, that doesn't
Nope.
work. But when I can just be myself and do something that I enjoy and know, like the icing on the cake is that someone else enjoys it too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, number one, because I mean, you think about it, right? I seen a video about how women they want to put makeup. I get it because Andrew got to wear makeup. She got to look presentable. They feel good about themselves and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But once it starts getting to the point where you're doing more for the public instead of for the person that's loving you, right? Then we have a problem because now you're attracting certain different things, right? Now, when the relationship, okay, now you went from dating to relationship, you got all this baggage down, you got everything, you're working in the right direction, right? What are some of the setbacks that you see when it transitions?
Some of the setbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean like in the wobbly area?
Yeah, the wobbly, the squishy part, the part like you don't know where to dance or you don't know where to run away.
Well, I mean, I think that there's always going to be this part that like the thoughts will kind of come in, but knowing it's like I have to reinforce in my mind. I know real love doesn't need me to sacrifice myself to keep it alive, right? Like
True.
real love expands me because I expand. It grows because I am rooted and grounded, and
Mhm.
it grows within me because I'm loving me. And so when
True.
I'm rooted in my own worthiness, then
Yes.
it's like huge powerful things happen. Like
Mm.
I stop waiting for his response to decide that I feel good today, that I'm worthy today. Like, oh my God, he sent me a good morning text. I feel important. I stop that shit. I stopped measuring my value by like
Based on what he did?
yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. I stopped measuring my value by the highs and lows of somebody else's attention.
right, 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 right.
You know,
Because
I stopped gripping so tightly to what I'm afraid to lose, right?
oh, that's a whole
Because
nother episode. That's a
oh, I
show
know.
itself.
Jesus, like it's like I'm holding on to this thing so tightly, and then I let go, and all I have is fucking claw marks because I was holding on to nothing, right?
Fine, and it didn't get nothing because that like that wobbly part, like you said, like you went from the dating scene, you put in all your effort, you change all this stuff. Now you're in a relationship that dating rules went out the window, right?
Mhm.
That wobbly part, you held on to everything. What is the biggest mistake you see your clients make after this? Or
Trying
have
to
you
hold on to the control.
is it always about the control or like um you know uh pushing the people away because of that control? Because you didn't want to let go.
Yes, I'm so afraid to lose this thing, right? Like
Okay.
maybe I'm experiencing like so for me, I know in the relationship, it was like, oh my God, I'm experiencing a relationship like that I've never had before. Oh my God, I gotta hold on to it. Oh my God, I gotta control it. Because it can't fuck up. I can't let this fuck up because I've never had this before and what will happen, right? But
Right.
like letting go of all of that because when I allow myself to be in the fully self-expressed version of me, allowing myself to be seen, then it's magnetizing. And then everything that I desire will be aligned to stay with me, and then everything else falls off, right? So then I realize that the power has been in my hands the whole time.
All the
And
time.
it's not because I learned to play the game better. And it's not because I found like, the perfect response to his text, the perfect response to his little comment. And I didn't bend myself into being the perfect girlfriend or the perfect date, or try to be the perfect woman or make my socials look the perfect way. But it's just because I remembered who I was. It's so simple. I remembered who I was before the world convinced me to doubt who I was.
Oh, that is the quote of the day. Repeat that. Jeez, that was like you the you said
I
wait.
I remembered who I was before the world convinced me to doubt who I was.
That is so deep. Now, do you see this as being a problem for the modern woman?
Yes, I think that getting caught up in all of the accomplishments, all of the doing, and I forget that I've been the prize all along. Like the achievements, the accomplishments, the perfectionism, the like creating, yeah, creating like the perfect relationship, the perfect response, like trying to get it right. I get so caught up in trying to get it right that I forget that I can't fuck it up because
Right,
I'm the
right, right, right,
prize,
right, right.
right?
But that's part of life and the relationship,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Because if you look at it, if you don't screw things up, how are you going to fix it? How are you going to grow? How are you going to learn? How are you going to get better? How are you going to learn from that mistake? How are you going to communicate better and realize that these things are because, like our topic is, the dating rules stop at some point. You have a fulfilling relationship at one point, even if it's just friendships, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize, you really realize that once you stop performing, right? It's like you're not people are not throwing money at you, but the relationship, the life you created is the one thing that nobody else can take away from you unless you fuck it up yourself, right? Right? Then you realize life can be much, much better, especially with the people that come around you that's important. Because I just did a video on uh, people that use other people. You got to actually stick up for yourself and realize that you don't need them in your life anymore, right? Because as things go on, your circle gets smaller. It's more concise. It gets more important. It's same like I was just telling, you know, I'll give you a brief thing. I have not met Miss Carrie in person ever.
Never.
But our friendship has grown through the years from posts, keeping in touch, doing this, checking up on each other, this and that. And it's just exactly perfect because the friendship is genuine, right? And that's what I'm saying. Relationships can be like that also, right? Because at one point she had to grow. I had to go start a family. I had to do a lot of different things. But now we come together and we collab because I have a lot of collaborations going on. This is not just the only one I got going on, trust me. Right? In fact, but let's end with that because we can figure out like give us some closing remarks on our topic. When the dating rules stop and the relationship begins, right? What is your best golden nuggets if you used to give some of our viewers right here?
I think the thing I would say is you were always the prize. And the love, the relationship you desire is not hiding in the next man, in the next relationship, or the next milestone, or even the next achievement, or even the next promotion. But it's hiding in the version of you that no longer needs any of that shit to feel complete. That you just feel
Nice,
complete and whole within yourself.
nice,
Period.
nice, nice. I mean, you can't even end anything better than that. Guys, thank you for joining us. And we got too many. We just blew through 40 minutes like it was no tomorrow on this hot topic.
That's
Because,
awesome.
guys, if you're not following Miss Polero, Miss Cara Polero on the social medias, come see us on every Tuesday. We're here 10 o'clock. We're live on YouTube. Just find our playlist. It's Worthy AF. Talks with Carrie. If you go on my playlist, subscribe to the channel. Figure out how we can get because we enjoy this stuff. All right, Carrie, end it.
Oh my gosh, listen, the version of you that's powerful, magnetic, effortless is really just waiting to be unleashed. Chase anything she doesn't want to prove, she doesn't want to beg. She just wants to step for you to step into your energy. And then love can meet you there, relationship can meet you there because the reality is you are love. You just get to own that.
Nice. All right, this is Gordon Watt from Boundaries and Brotherhood. Have a great week. Aloha, Miss Carrie. Go have fun at Burning Man. Don't.
I will, I will.
All right, we end this stream. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye. And now we will
Okay.
stop here and stream. That was great.
Man, that was fun.
We always have
This was like a fire topic, man, lately with people.